Hi, in this video we are going to talk about the difference between solving for a system of equations and solving one equation. So we have a line, which is f of x, the red, and we have the parabola, which is g of x, the blue. Part A wants us to find the solution to the system of equations. So when you see the phrase system of equations, the solution is a coordinate. It is an x value and it is a y value. So let's see, we have 2 points of intersection here. Those coordinates are 0, 3, and was that 5, oh, wrong one, down here. 4, -5. So the solution to the system is 0, 3 and 4, -5. We talked about how you could see curly brackets around it to represent the solution to this system is this set of coordinates. Now, part B wants you to solve. Now, it's the same exact equations from above, right? It's -2x plus 3, and it's x squared minus 6x plus 3, but this is not a system, and it's not a system because it is just one equation. So how do we solve equations? We bring it over. My pen isn't writing. Basically, you set it equals 0. You have 0 equals x squared minus 4x, and then this is a GCF. They have a GCF of x. You end up with two solutions, one which is 0 and one which is 4. Now, I just want to point out how this is not a system. It is just an equation. And equations have solutions that are just x values. So the solution to the equation is 0, 4, which makes sense because look at the values from above. So the point that I'm trying to make is that your solutions to systems and equations, while different, what's the word? The solutions are different structures. One's a coordinate, one is just an x value. They have similarities as well. They're both where the points of intersections are. So we have explained why our answers to A and B are different because a system of equations solution to a system of equations is a coordinate. Whereas the solution, so sorry for my pen not working, because it just doesn't like that part of the screen. A solution to a system is, wow, I'm not paying attention. I am so sorry. A solution to an equation is a value of x. It is not a coordinate. So I just want to point out how else can B be asked. It can be asked where, look what's happening. We have -2x plus 3 equals x squared minus 6x plus 3. Take a look at this. We have -2x plus 3, which is f of x. We have x squared minus 6x plus 3, which is g of x. So sometimes, instead of writing out the algebraic expressions, they'll just write, when is f equal to g? And you need to know that f of x equals g of x means x values only because it is the solution to a system of no, sorry, it is the solution to an equation. Wow, I got it all jumbled up right now. Anyway, on to the notes. If an equation asks to state the solutions for f of x equals g of x, anytime you see this, and it doesn't have to be f and g, if the functions are h and f, it could be when is h equal to f, you only want to state the x values. Now, if the problem asks you to solve a system of equations, as soon as you see the word system, you must find all coordinates for the points of intersections. I don't really know what's supposed to go here. I would put x comma y coordinates for the points of intersections. Now, basically what we mean is if you are writing the answer to a question and they have the same variable, as in x equals 2 and x equals -3, then you're going to put it in brackets as 2 comma 3. The solution is x equals 2 and x equals -3. But if you have different variables, then you're going to go 2 comma -3 because that means x is 2 and y is -3. So please do not just write 2 comma -3 without either curly brackets or parentheses, because we don't know what you mean without the proper notation, and you will be marked wrong. So let's try some questions. We have, this is f, this is g. They want f of x equals g of x. Now, this is one equation, and the solution to an equation is an x value, not a coordinate. These two are for systems because they're x comma y. So the regions doesn't want you to pick 2 or 4 because they have the incorrect notation. So now we just have to see, is it 1 or 2? And the way we're going to do that is we're going to put it in the calculator. So I have 3, oh, it's got to go away. 3 absolute value is alpha window. X minus 1, and we have 0.003 x cubed minus x plus 1. And I really hope you're doing this on the calculator as well. That way, muscle memory. That way we don't forget it on the test or the regions. Now we're going to go to Zoom 6 to get a nice grid, and we're going to see 2 points of intersection. Hopefully one of them works. Now notice how my answer are positive, right? So because they're positive answers, ooh, where am I going? Because my answers are positive, I'm not going to check the negative coordinate on the left because, it's not an answer choice. So we're going to hit second, trace, choice 5, which is choice intersect. I'm going to scroll to the positive solution. I'm really hoping that it's 1.96. I can kind of see though already it's not. It's 0.5, which is not 1.6. So not 1.96. By default, it has to be 11.29. Now, talking about y, if you notice to the right-hand side, what's happening up above? It looks like they are going to intersect on the top right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my window. I want to look to the right. I'm going to go to 15. Why am I going to 15? Because my answer choice is 11.29. So I'm going above 11.29, 15. And I want to see really high up. I don't know, let's just go to 50. Hopefully it's there. Oh, and look, we do see a third point of intersection. So now we could go to second trace intersect again. And we're going to scroll over to that new point. And once you get there, hit enter 3 times and see 11.288381, which is about 11.29. Alrighty, trying the next one. The next one says solution to the system of equations. So because it says system, I know my answer is going to be a coordinate. So 1 and 2 are not possibly it because they're x values only. These two are for f of x equals g of x when you see that notation. Now, on the right-hand side, look at 3 and 4. They both have 1, 2. So clearly 1, 2 must be an answer. The difference is that this one might be an answer. Now, this is x, this is y. So let's plug it in. You have -2 equals 2 times -1. You end up with something that is true. All right, you need to try it with the first one as well. And this is where parentheses is really important, guys. Otherwise, you're not going to get the right answer. You have -1 squared, that's x. Y is -2. And let's see if this is equal to 5. We got 1 plus 4 equals 5, and that is a true statement. So therefore, it must be choice 3 because -1, -2 works. All right. Now this region's question stumped some people, and I will admit this one is hard to look at, but you see how it says, and I don't even need to read the whole question. I'm zooming in straight to where I see f of x equals g of x. Now I'm looking for the x value that makes the equations the same. The x value that makes the y values equivalent. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to label all my answer choices. First of all, I got zeros. Okay. Zeros are not the same. They are different values, so not 0. Then I'm going to go to where 2.53 is. 2.53, while they do both yield 8.52, it's not an x value. This is a y value. Guys, these are y coordinates. So it's not 2.53, which a lot of people unfortunately fell for that year. Same thing for 3.01. Not a y x value, it is a y value. Which means by default it has to be the last one, right? Because no other answer choices. But, well, it's pretty color. 8.52. 8.52 is the x value that makes the y values the same. So x value that makes the y values equal. And that's why it's our answer. All right, there is some practice for you guys to try. Go through it by looking for proper notation, all right? So you have f of x equals g of x. Cross out the coordinates. You have which point is in quadrant 1, 3. Just to let you know, quadrant 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is in quadrant 4, not an answer. This is in quadrant 3, can be an answer. Quadrant 4 can be an answer. And guys, if you don't know what quadrant it is, plot it. You have, oh, wow. I should have taken my own advice because -4, -16 is like down on the bottom right. And this one is in quadrant 3 as well, but at least you can knock out one answer choice. Now it wants the solution to a system. Plug in your answers. Don't solve this by hand. X values only, and I swear I do want to show you one other thing on this video. Aha! 5 and 6 is what I wanted to show you guys. So for number 5, you have, what is the total number of points of intersection? Graph them. In your calculator, y1 equals negative x squared plus 3. y2, well, how are you going to plug that in? xy equals 12? Solve for y. So you have y2 equals 12 over x. Look at the graph and find how many points of intersections that there are. Wow, this is not happening for me today. There we go. And then finally, the last one that we are going to take a look at is 6. And they give you a graph, but it's an incomplete graph. So what's the solution to the system of equations? You want x, comma, y. They give you y equals 3x minus 2, and then y equals g of x. But they only graph g of x. So you need to go and graph y equals 3x minus 2. Look at the graph, 0, negative 2. 1, 1, 2, 4. And you have to actually plot it properly, unlike me. It looks like they already intersect once, 2, 4, and then, you're going to continue on and see how many times they actually intersect. I already told you 1, 1 is one of them. Seems like then it can only be choice 4, right? But my point is, if you kept going and if you did 3, 7, 4, 10, 5, 13, 6, 16, it looks like you would eventually get there. Yeah, that's all I got. You guys are just practicing through this worksheet, and that's it. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys are careful readers and notice the difference whether the question is asking for a coordinate answer or just an x value as an answer. Bye. Bye.